Hello, hello, hello. Hi, everyone.
Hello.
I won't look at really chat for right now because that's gonna be distracting. Um, Welcome to Spooky Scary Saturday.
Ooh.
Ooh, we got some cool stuff for you today. Um, as of right now, wait, you just show this one. All right.
So,
Before we even start,
yeah.
we're just gonna talk about what exactly we're gonna be doing for the podcast. Um, so I figured every Saturday it would be nice if we just did something kind of like, you know, a paranormal kind of thing, and then like true crime. I don't expect it to stay this way always, but it'd be nice to kind of like have like a theme.
Like a nice little foundation.
Yeah, to have just like different things go on. Um, Especially just having like something like scary and like the times where it's not a podcast, maybe I'll do something different. And maybe hopefully in the future we could go ahead and actually go to these haunted locations or places where things actually happened. Um, so that would be fun. Um, if you're watching this on the VOD, leave us a comment down below of where you think we should go or talk about.
Yeah, and we need some help. It took a while just to research this stuff. So,
Yeah.
please,
so,
please give us input.
so I mean, without further ado, let's get right into it.
All right. So, first things first is we're going to be talking about this creepy building that you see before you. Hopefully, if you're watching on YouTube and not just plugging us in your ears.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If you're just audio listeners, that's fine. But like if you're on video watching us on YouTube, then you can see this. The
So many lovely pictures.
Yeah.
So, this is the Crescent Hotel, and it is in Eureka Springs, Arkansas. I really hope I'm saying that right.
Eureka.
Eureka. And it was constructed in 1884, so way back when pictures were obviously black and white. So the guy who built it, I'm not gonna get super into like names and everything, but so he hired a bunch of Irishmen to build it. They trucked along all the way over here and boom, built this nice place. So it actually cost back then right under 300,000 to build it.
For that?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I have no idea what that would be today, but it's big. So it opened on May 20 of 1886. It was opened as the Crescent Hotel and Spa, ooh, of Eureka Springs, Arkansas. So this building has 78 rooms. They're very big rooms. They have a swimming pool, tennis courts, flower gardens. They are known for having mainstays of cats. There's one in particular named Morris, and he stayed at the hotel for 21 years. Just showed up in the lobby, never left, hung out. Everyone loved this guy. They also had a dining room that could see more than 500 people. The guests could enjoy the spa. They had a stable that had horses, over 100 horses, and they would throw big, elaborate parties at night, have some tea parties during the day. It was supposed to be super elaborate, wanted, everyone to stay, stuff like that. It was known as America's most distinctive and historic destinations. It's known to have some spirits that walk around the grounds of the building. It's actually pretty big. It's on 27 acres of land. It's on West Mountain, and it has a view overlooking the valley, which is seen in this picture. I mean, it's nice and green and lush view in itself. Um, After they had all these people come in, it started to die down a little bit as far as like tourists and stuff like that. So once it died down enough, they couldn't afford to keep it open. It rebranded from 1908 to 1924 as the Crescent College and Conservatory for Young Women, and it was also used as a summer resort.
Hmm.
So, you know, stayed at college for a little bit, and then, of course, tuition was not enough to keep it open, so then ended up closing again. And guess what? It stayed abandoned for 16 years.
16 years it stood abandoned?
Nah, I'm just kidding.
Oh.
It was only operating for 16 years, but it did stay abandoned for 6.
Okay.
And then it reopened as a junior college. So that was during 1930 to 1934. Only 4 years, nothing crazy. Sat abandoned again for another 3 years. And then this big old macho, I know everything scientist guy named Norman Baker bought it, and then he turned it into a cancer hospital and health resort. So, well, there's Morris. We like Morris.
Morris the cat. It's
He's
a ginger
cat.
kitty.
He's a ginger kitty, and he stayed there for 21 years. Hung out with everyone in the lobby. That was his new home.
So it was just like a stray cat that just ended up being there?
There was actually a lot of stray cats that would go there. Like, it was known, like, so a bunch of stray cats would end up coming, and the owners of the hotel would basically be like, oh, it just adds the extra, like
fanciness
like
to it?
fanciness, relaxation for this glorious, elaborate spa / hotel. So they kept the cats, but Morris is the one that stayed the longest. And we'll come back to him, but this is Norman Baker. You can tell by black and white. It was a while ago, and he looks creepy. You can't even see his hair.
He does look scary.
And yeah, so he came in and was like, hey, I'm a doctor. I'm gonna buy this place, make it a hospital for cancer and a resort. So this guy,
like a resort for cancer patients,
like a health resort. Like, I mean, it's pretty, so like, you know, you're dying and you go there, kind of like a fancy hospice, except Norman promised all these patients a cure for cancer. So he told all these people that he had a cure for cancer, and he's been doing this for many years. Like, so, you know, that went on for a few years, whatever. Ends up, he has no medical experience whatsoever. He scammed everyone and gave them a magic elixir that, well, it was not so magic. This is one of his posters that he would go around saying that cancer is conquered and blah, 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 and it's false. It's all false. And you can tell by this poster, it's false. I mean, not really, but it just looks like a scam. But these people believed him and thought they were getting better and everything. This elixir basically only had like basic things you could go to the store and buy in it.
Was it like just like sage water?
Like, I'm pretty sure one of the things in it was like watermelon seeds.
Watermelon seeds?
Or something watermelon. I don't know, but it was just a bunch of random stuff that he threw in a bottle and said, boom, this is my cure for cancer. He made a bunch of money off of it. It didn't last long because, you know, it was fake. But so after this, he, you know, the people started getting like, you know, a little curious about what he was doing, how he was so magical, and then they were like, we're suspicious of this guy. So they went on this whole like manhunt basically to try to, you know, arrest him for something, and they found a bunch of ads that he sent out in the mail, and they took all those ads and convicted him for all those because it was a hoax. So he was found guilty in January of 1940 because he sent the mail and advertised the services for his scam, and the court stated that Norman's cancer cure was just a quote pure hoax.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, during this time he had a bunch of different patients that he saw, and this is kind of the beginning of how it's haunted. I mean, it's not just because of him, but I mean, one of the more famous people that he treated, her name is Theodora. This is her. And she died of cancer, because she didn't have a real cure for it. And she can actually be seen looking for her keys outside of room 419. And sometimes she'll tidy up your room once you leave.
Ooh.
So she's
a clean ghost.
She's a clean ghost. She said, "Where's my keys? I got cancer, and I'm gonna clean your pants up since you left them behind for some reason."
Oh God.
And that's her. They have. Oh, by the way, this place does have ghost tours that are going on, and that's why, you know, Morris and Theodora have like the same picture frame, is because they're all in the hotel to kind of tell their stories. Some other stories that they have are like, there's this child going by the name of Brecky. It's a 4-year-old. The parents are Richard and Mary Breckenridge Thompson, good lord, who died in the hotel due to complications from appendicitis. The little boy has been seen throughout the hotel, often bouncing a ball.
That's creepy.
I would poop my pants if I saw a little boy just bouncing a ball in the hallway.
Well,
throws it at me, just goes through me, and I'm like, oh, you're not real. No biggie.
I mean, like, definitely for sure ghosts, like, apparitions or, like, ghosts and stuff like that, who are kids or, like, childlike figures.
Yeah.
I don't trust them. I don't trust them.
No.
Because, you know, we don't...
They're devious little monsters.
Are you
they're
really,
not...
Are you, like, really a child, though?
I don't know. Like, you know, it's like, well, it's kind of like, have you, like... I'm trying to think of, like when you die, you stay the age that you died.
Yeah.
Kind of. But, like, you might mature mentally.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, so it's like, what, you're a 100-year-old in a 4-year-old girl's body? Who? That 4-year-old's seen a lot, and they just go, you want to play ball with me? And it's like, no, you're like 104. You're not even 4.
I'm a minor.
I'm a minor. In reality, no. But so another one is Dr. John Freeman Ellis. So this was the hotel's in-house doctor around the late 19th century. He is most often seen, or his cherry pipe tobacco is smelled near the office, which is now room 212. So, you know, I mean, if you're ever wandering on your ghost tour and you smell some tobacco, it's this doctor. And he's not going to hurt you. He just wants you to know he's there. That's all. So this is actually one of the things that is more recent. So there was a secret grave that was found near or in the morgue. I couldn't really find a specific thing about it. Found this grave, and it was just filled with hundreds and hundreds of bottles of this magic elixir that cures cancer, which is seen on the left. And then on the right is, you know, of course, the propaganda and the, hey, this is obviously a lie, but we're going to cover it up like it's not. And so you can find those if you can't read it too well, and it just goes in to say, like, oh, like, this is proof of our success, and this stuff really works, and stuff like that. So since the bottles and stuff were found in the morgue, they also found medical specimens in these jars too, from that had been surgically removed from the patients there. So they found secret elixir, which is probably just, I don't know, water, and then I don't know what all medical specimens they pulled out of people, but they were found in the bottles. And it's nasty and gross, and they obviously look crusty as crap in this. But like after this discovery, there's actually been a dark figure that can be seen in the morgue, along with an increase in cold spots and reports of people being touched.
See, okay, listen.
In the morgue.
Listen.
Like, it's already creepy down there, and it's like, hey, let me whip out the Shadow Man and let him touch ya. Like, no. That does not fly by me.
Okay, like, seeing one, I feel like for sure that wouldn't really bother me. Having one touch me, no.
Well, isn't it like if they actually touch you, it's more like, it's not a nice one?
Yeah. It's
so
like,
it's like,
because then it can leak. Like, I know the worst sign is scratching. If they scratch you, that's game over.
Yeah, no. So it's just seeing the dark figure, and some people report getting touched, but there's, like I said, an increase in cold spots, which, I mean, that's just the perfect trifecta, I feel like.
Yeah.
You know, you see, you feel.
What if it's like the ghost is like just really cold and he's just trying to snuggle with you?
I mean, the morgue is a cold place.
It is a cold place.
It's probably turned off and not that cold anymore. But I mean, it is on the edge of a mountain, probably underground, which, I mean, people in Europe use underground basements as like refrigerators, basically.
Yeah,
so,
and catacombs.
Yeah, so I mean, technically, I guess it could. I don't know. That's just no bueno to me. But another haunting. It's not really a haunting, but it's a nice little spirit that we met earlier, Morris.
Oh.
So Morris was the famed hotel cat, as said before, and he actually was later buried on the hotel property and is regularly seen and heard.
Oh, okay. I would want to go and talk to Morris.
So people go and see Morris. He died at 21. So he was a big old ginger cat that wants to just stay in his comfort zone.
Oh. I mean, for 21 for a kitty, that more so the full life. Yeah, and a stray lived a full life.
That's what I'm saying. So another one that people have reported. So earlier I said that it was built by Irishmen.
Mm-hmm.
So one of them, his name was Michael, and in room 18, he is he can be like known for hanging out and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And he actually died from falling to his death.
From
building it, I guess. I mean, he was an Irish stonemason.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, he fell to his death, and he just hangs out like around uh, the hotel itself. So they see him. So like a lot of people believe that the hotel was actually built on a lot of limestone. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so that's kind of like why people believe it. So like it sits on it. Like I don't know, there's probably some in the wall, but it sits on limestone. So like people believe that it has like the special ability to like absorb and release like electromagnetic and psychic energies.
Yeah.
Which can obviously aid to the haunting. So, you know. And
so is it close to the water?
I don't know. It says it's close to a valley. I would assume there's probably water at the end of
Because from what I mean, like, correct me in the comments or in chat if I'm wrong, but isn't limestone like supposed to grow like naturally grown limestone is supposed to be like towards like water, like a body of water, usually like salt water.
Well, I know that like I think it's when water calcifies, it can create limestone, right?
Yeah.
So that might make sense. I don't know. Correct us if we're wrong though. But there is like a spot on the third floor, and it's where the hotel connects to like a quote like annex that was built onto the hotel when it was the hospital. And a reoccurring phenomenon happens in that spot where people have gotten like faint, some pass out, and there's like no explanation of it. And some guests will like turn like pale and fall against the wall and like slide down it.
That's scary.
Yeah, and it's in this one spot.
That's like some exorcist shit.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's like really like the only like parts that people like really say are haunted is just like spirits hanging out. Like, I mean, the worst of it is in the morgue but that was more recent where they even found all that.
Right.
But like it's actually kind of funny because so whenever Norman Baker was like trying to run his like healing research, whatever,
Yeah.
falls, blah 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 blah, got convicted of like his crimes, and then he ended up dying in 1958 from cirrhosis of the liver.
What's cirrhosis?
Oh Lord, I don't feel like being a nurse right now. It's when your liver is no bueno.
Just like gives out.
Kinda. It's just like stops working.
Oh god.
Mhm.
Probably from drinking all that miracle juice.
Maybe. It might have some alcohol in it. Maybe that's why people are feeling better, because they're just getting drunk the whole time.
Yeah, it's just like, ooh, I feel it working.
Ooh, this was nice. I don't have cancer anymore.
Yeah.
Dies the next day anyway.
God.
So yeah, it's not like one of those haunted places where it's like, oh, like super like, dark and creepy. But it is kind of creepy in itself that they had this guy that they believed in, and he just was a liar the whole time.
Yeah, I mean, I was saying that he looks kind of like a cult leader, and it's like, I guess in a way,
Yeah.
he was kind of like a cult leader.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, like, how many things have you heard of like these founders like having a strong belief in, and then it's just like all a hoax.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
You
yeah.
have like people are drinking the Kool-Aid.
Yeah. Yeah. I was gonna say like drinking the punch kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Mhm.
Okay, we're gonna.
That's the story on the Crescent Hotel. If I'm ever in Arkansas, I'll go visit it.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be down to go there and do a haunted ghost tour.
Yeah.
So we're gonna take a quick little 3-minute break, and then we will be right back. All right.
Good lord. We just grubbed.
Yeah, we just wanted to eat something.
This boy almost wanted me to get him like the whole menu at McDonald's on the way over here.
Listen, it's been a while since I had anything like that.
Oh lord. He said, "Can I have a double quarter pounder?" Good lord. On top of our 20 McNugget.
Yeah.
I've only eaten like 3.
Well, I was already regretting it as I was thinking it.
Like as you said it, you're like, yeah, I want a double quarter pounder.
Yeah. Also, something that I forgot to mention as well. There was something creepy that happened to us actually as we were talking about this podcast. The night you called me, we were gonna go over about what we were gonna like talk about and like kind of like plan this out.
Oh, and the phone cut out.
And the phone just cut out.
Dude,
and not only that, you called me back and I answered, and there was like no, like I answered.
It did not show that you. I literally, so on my end, I'm like talking to you, and you go, Cambry, and I hear you saying my name, and I'm like, yes, and I'm like checking to make sure I'm not muted, and I'm not, and I'm like, I'm literally here. No, and I was like, hello, and you hung up on me out of nowhere, and I was like, what? So then I called you back, no ringing, just silence. And it didn't even show like the 000 whenever you answer.
Yeah.
And it was just silence for like 20 seconds, and then I hung up, and then you immediately called me back, and I'm like, hello?
No, cause
Yeah.
I literally like I was on the phone with you for a good like 2 minutes, but there's nothing that you were saying, and it like literally I was like
screaming in my car.
no, like I'm not talking about the first time.
Oh.
When we hung up the first time,
Yeah.
I called you back, and then apparently like no,
No,
like
I called you.
yeah, you called me. There's nothing there,
That's weird.
and I was on the phone for about like 2 minutes. And it was just complete, like, almost like static noise.
No.
And I was like, hello? I was like, Camry. And I'm like, literally, like, trying to, like, you know,
yeah.
try and, like, get your attention. It's like, okay, maybe she, like, you know, connected to something. I don't know. And
Yeah.
then, like, after, like, 3 minutes, I hung up. And then it showed that I had a miss, like, you called me. And I was like, she called me again? It's like, I was on the phone with her. And literally, as I was, like, about to, like, put my phone away, I saw that you were, like, calling. And I was like, all right, let's try again. And then when I answer, that's when you finally like answered. But like it started to like almost like you were cutting off like bits and pieces, and I was like, oh, maybe she's like in a dead zone or something. And then after that, like that's when we had like our conversation about it.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, because on my end it was just like, okay, you can't hear me, or for some reason.
No, there was static noise on mine.
Oh no.
Because I had mine on speaker because I was doing like paperwork and stuff.
Yeah, mine was on speaker.
Bro. It was crazy, like but it wasn't like loud static noise. It was like,
oh no!
Like, I was like, okay, but yeah, that was like,
you know that feeling when like you're so like actually, it was funny because the other night I came back from your place and I was like, I'm gonna watch some Sam and Colby or something. Like I was just in the mood for some spookies, and it was when he had the Ouija board and he was doing it.
Stop.
Did you see it?
No.
It was crazy. Like, I mean, there's this little cute Christmas tree behind him, and it literally rattles. Like, it looked like someone grabbed it and like, shook it, and all the ornaments on it, like, moved. Like, it made a sound. And then this, like, Christmas box thing with music randomly turned on. And I was like, oh, no. And so then I turned it off, and I'm like, I gotta pee. And I was like, I've never actually been, like, scared to go outside my room at night. And I actually was like I turned on all the lights and like I did like the whole like running through the like the hallway back to my room and like didn't want to turn my light off or turn around because I felt like someone was behind me.
Yeah.
And so I like like hit it real quick and I closed my door and I was like, I'm done. I'm done. Get under the covers, turn on the fan. Yeah.
Oh God.
So yeah, it was a little. I've never like felt like just like I got chills.
Like you were like in immediate danger.
Yeah, not like immediate danger, but like kind of like someone was behind me. Like I knew that they
scary.
like I knew they weren't or anything. It was just because I watched the video, but like I got chills and everything, and I was like,
ooh.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I was literally alone, and like you know where I'm at, and it's like being just in that area. It just there's a lot of creepy things that
Yeah.
I will talk on the next podcast about it before we go into like our scary spooky scary topics. But yeah, that was crazy that happened to us as we were talking about this.
Yeah, it was like way too coincidental.
Yeah, the fact that we like were
Like
planning
the second
something.
I brought it up, like everything just cut out.
Literally the only thing I heard was like, oh, the Crescent, and then like it like you started to cut off, and then it went completely silent. And then after that phone call is when you called me. I answered, and it was just like static noise like in the background.
I would have thrown my phone across the room if I heard that.
That okay, sometimes that happens to me like in Andrea.
Yeah.
Her car will connect to her phone.
Yeah.
And it would sound like crazy. It sounds like whale noises in there.
Courtney's does that.
Really?
Yeah, like.
But why does it sound so creepy?
Well, it's just like it's transferring over to the Bluetooth, and sometimes like whenever I'm on the phone with my mom and she's in the Tahoe, like she always uses like the speakers in the Tahoe to talk, and I hate it because you hear everything. Like you can hear the car driving, like you can hear someone honks, like you can hear the air conditioning going. So it might be the air conditioning or something.
No, but she's in her room, and
and it'll connect to her car.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird.
And like she's not driving it, her car's not on, and then it would just like connect to her car, and it would make the scariest sound.
Oh yeah, no, that doesn't happen.
Right, and I'm like,
Okay.
I was like, she just thinks of it like nothing. Like she's like, oh, it just connected to my car, and I'm like, okay, but like, why does it keep on like happening, and it's like, why does it sound like scary?
Yeah, that I don't like that.
Yeah. But anyway, now on to our
next topic.
True crime. Okay. So this one, oh, I have to put in the picture. I forgot about that one. I have a picture.
Ooh. We love visual aids. Helps you really like
immerse yourself.
Yeah. Like, you can't tell me that first picture is not creepy.
It is. Okay. This one. Okay, let me enhance photo. This right here is the Weepy voice killer.
Dude, he looks like a pedophile.
I mean, yeah.
Not to like crap on anyone with I love a good mustache, but that's a pedo stash. That's not a good mustache.
Yeah, I think it's the haircut for me.
Yeah, like sleek down, like kind of like.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get up in the morning and just gel my hair up and.
Right, but this was the 80s. So.
They had better hair than that back then.
Yeah, but I mean.
Imagine, wait. Imagine you got a roller skating ring, and like like girls had their like the perms and fluffy, and this dude walks up to you.
Oh God.
Look at that. Hey, you want to go watch me skate?
But yeah, the weeping voice killer, bad. I don't know. He just looks.
He looks. He doesn't even look deserving of the name. I mean, I'm sure I'm gonna figure out why, but like.
Yeah, and I have the 911 calls, but I'll play that after, like everything. Just I have a video that we can watch.
Yeah, I feel like his name should be like the Pedo Man or something. I don't know.
The Pedo Man. I did see on one of the comments that someone was like, "Oh, they really missed out on calling him, the Grim Weeper."
Oh.
It's like, stop. That's so stupid.
He looks like he'd cry to his mom.
That's hilarious that you said that, because that actually goes into a lot of why he did things.
Oh, he got mommy issues?
Yeah, like big time.
He looks like a mommy issue guy.
Yeah, like big time. Okay, so Paul Michael Stefani was born in Austin, Minnesota, September 8th, 1944.
Oh.
He was like a very like small town boy and stuff. And like a thing that like he was born like in a religious household, and like one thing that his mom would always tell him was that whenever you're like you feel like you're in trouble, or if you were like ever needing help with something, you go and pray to God.
So like he couldn't go to her to ask for help.
Right. So it was like just go to God.
Oh.
It's like it's like, oh, you stubbed your toe, go to God, kind of thing.
Okay.
So that like plays like into his part. So here I'm gonna go kind of like speed through the kind of things. I'm not gonna go into deep into detail. If you want to go deep into detail, I don't recommend you actually searching up a lot of things of what he did, because
unless you're a true crime fan.
Yeah, unless you're like a true crime fan, which like I mean kudos to you. You have bigger cojones than I do, but like.
Well, I am. I can see like.
Okay, I don't know what it is about girls in true crime.
Love it.
Y'all are crazy.
I watch it too.
Y'all
it's a
fall
lullaby.
asleep to it.
Yes.
Y'all fall asleep to it.
Yes, that is what I do before I go to sleep. Is I put on a documentary. Like, I'm a sucker for documentaries. Like, ask anyone in my family. They're like, "You're psycho," and I'm like, I love it. I eat that for breakfast.
Like, I watch documentaries. Like, I fell asleep to like paranormal stuff.
See, no, I can't do that.
I can do that. But
I can only do true crime.
I can't do.
Because the one time I tried to fall asleep for paranormal, it was when I was watching that video, and I couldn't go outside my room.
That's crazy.
It took me like 10 minutes. I was like holding my pee, and I'm like, let's go for it. And I just ran.
But like paranormal, like, I mean, I don't really go outside that much, I'm a streamer. But like, even when I go and touch grass, like, I always have like that eerie feeling, and like, especially after like reading reading this, it made me scared to go shopping.
Aren't you already afraid to go shopping?
Yeah, but like more than what it is. But in 1980, 20-year-old Karen was celebrating New Year's at a club in Minnesota, and she was walking alone when a man picked her up later that night. The police would receive an eerie phone call from the killer, this guy right here. So she was out, partying with friends, New Year's Eve. She's at the club, at that time in like, I guess the 80s, the club just like shuts down at 1. All right, everybody get out. It was snowing that day too, and like her friends and her sister saw her leave on her own, and she was like also.
Why didn't they stop her?
I don't know. Honestly, bad
I don't
friends. Bad friends.
Club etiquette. I tell Andrea this. Club etiquette.
And it's
Andrea, this is gonna happen to you if you don't listen to us.
No, but here's the kicker. She was drunk that night too.
Andrea.
Call her out. But she was drunk and she was just like, you know, like walking home or whatever, no jacket, no nothing. It's snowing, it's bad. And then, you know, this guy comes up in his car and it's like, hey, I'll, you know, give you a ride home.
Yeah, see you're a little chilly there.
Yeah, and then like she gets in, never to be seen again.
Of course.
You know, they end up getting a call from this guy and he's like mad crying. And you'll see this in the video too. But he's like weeping and like crying like big like baby kind of vibes.
So they literally just made him sound like a cool killer with the, you know, a cool name, and then just it actually means he's just a crybaby.
Yeah, he's a crybaby. He's just like, you know, he's just like cried like every single time, and like the weirdest things that he would say on those, like, because he wouldn't turn himself in, but he would report himself.
So every time they knew it was him who did it?
No, the only reason that the police knew that it was him is because after the killings, he would call.
Okay. But he never was like, hey, I'm so-and-so, I just killed this person.
No, he would just, it's like almost like a confessional.
Okay, so he almost turned to them like they were God.
Yeah. And he would be like, oh, like straight on, like a confessional. When you hear these like phone calls, he was just like, I'm sorry, I'll never do it again. I don't know why I did it. I was drunk. And then it's like...
Man, he just incriminated himself to killing and for a DUI.
Yeah. Yeah, so he would call them and just do that kind of stuff. Then, you know, later on, the next year in 1981, Kimberly Compton would be his next victim. And with her, you know, almost the same thing. But she, you know, he ends up, like, calling and stuff. And it's like, oh, like, same thing. You know, it's like, I'm sorry, I won't kill again.
Yeah.
I don't know why I do it. They ended up releasing that phone call to the public. The police did.
Mm-hmm.
And then to, like, you know, try and see if they can get some leads. They end up getting tons of people.
Oh.
Tons of people coming in, like, out of the woodworks. And it's like, oh, it's this person. It's this person. Which then, because, you know, there's so many things going on with, like, these people, it's like, it leads nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Case goes cold. Then, later on, this lady, honestly, what you were talking about, like, club etiquette, but I don't know if this is, like, I guess more bar etiquette.
I mean,
because she was, like, by herself.
Club etiquette is any time you go out and to drink with a group of friends.
Okay,
and
so...
it's a public place, you stay together. Regardless if it's a bar, a club, a concert, like, you just stay together.
Yeah.
Because you don't know how drunk they are. They sound like they have a drunk meter above their head.
Yeah. Also with her, I think, yeah, with Kimberly Compton, she was the one that was actually, her body was, he ended up putting her body in the Mississippi River.
Mississippi?
Yeah.
Oh, lordy.
That whole case happened in Mississippi, and...
Wait, like it happened in Mississippi? Because Mississippi River goes up. It's not just in Mississippi.
From there, from what they were talking about, like, the thing that I was reading, I guess it happened, like, in Mississippi, or just in Minnesota, but closer.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Well, because Mississippi River, like, it goes all the way up.
Yeah. And then, like, he ended up, like, you know, killing her, and then throwing her body in the river, and then her body was, like, snagged on something, and they found her body.
Did they ever go over, like, did he have, like, a certain, like, way of killing them, like an MO or anything? Was it always the same, or was it different?
I mean, it was always women.
Yeah.
And it was always at, like, either, like, clubs, bars, or diners.
Okay.
So it would be, like, you know, around, like, people.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, usually it would be, like, a girl by herself.
Okay. But he wouldn't kill them in the same way?
I mean, just, like, the regular stabbing.
Oh.
It would just be stabbing.
Well, I don't know. You could stab someone with a pencil and kill them.
Yeah. But it wasn't, like, yeah, it I don't know. I guess it was just, like, too broad and too, like, abrupt to, like, actually happen.
Yeah.
So, with this one, this is where, you know, this is his downfall. Denise Williams was at a bar and got a ride from Stefani, the killer.
Yeah.
But before she left, genius plan. And I think, honestly, if you already do this, you know, giga brain, but like I think you should definitely do this. Before she left, right? She needed a ride home, and this guy comes over, Stefani, the killer. He comes up and it's like, hey, they start talking. He gets a drink. They're drinking. They're having like a swell time.
Yeah.
And then she's like, oh, I gotta get home. And then he's like, all right, well, I'll take you. And before she leaves, she goes up to the bartender. She's like, hey, I'm gonna be leaving with this guy. And then she like, kind of like shows the bartender. Bartender gets a good look at him, and then she's like, I'm gonna leave with this guy. All right. And then the bartender's like, okay, cool. Like, whatever.
Yeah.
Stay safe. They leave, and on that drive home, Williams would get stabbed 15 times with a screwdriver. And as she's like being stabbed, she's like fighting for her life, and she like knew that all this shit was gonna happen. Like she foresaw this shit, and she saw in his car there was like a glass bottle. She grabs it and rams that bitch in his face.
Good.
And like as he's like like I guess like it gave him like a concussion, whatever. It distracted him enough so that way she could open up the door and run, like book it.
After being stabbed 15
After being
times.
stabbed. And she survived. She was the only one to survive this motherfucker.
And now the bartender has his face.
Yeah, they, she like, they found her later on.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, investigating her and whatever. And then the police went up with a whole bunch of suspects, like pictures. And then they went up to the bartender. It's like, who was it that like, did it? And then the bartender was like, it was this dude, because they remember him from that night.
That's crazy.
They ended up getting him, and he was sentenced to jail, and later on he would die because of cancer.
Ooh, which ties into my story, kinda.
Yeah.
No cure for that.
No, there definitely wasn't no miracle juice.
No.
In prison.
No watermelon seeds.
No, but
well, maybe, but not curing.
Right. In prison, he ended up dying of cancer.
I hope they put Crybaby Jones on his...
I think he died of colon cancer, actually.
Well, they should put that on his tombstone.
Yeah.
Died crying.
Yeah. But that was definitely crazy.
No, but like seriously, like a big thing with these, like, I mean, I don't know exact statistics, but like I feel like women are easier targets than guys. Like to, so it's like whenever you are out and you're having a good time, you can have a good time and be safe. I'm not sitting here saying you need to like bring a taser with you everywhere you go, but like stay with your friends and stuff. Like there's so many things that could go wrong, just like even like bathrooms. Like that's why girls go to the bathroom together, because like there's usually like at clubs or concerts or whatever you go to, like there are long lines, and it's a lot of people, and it's just like
and I mean, like, even just like myself, it's like I always feel like better in numbers kind of thing. It's like if you're gonna go somewhere like a social setting, a party, whatever it may be, like always bring a +1.
Yep, strength in numbers.
Honestly, and it's like, especially like if, like I know you were saying like, oh, you don't have to bring a taser. I would still bring a taser.
I mean, I don't, but like
I would, I strongly believe in having a taser, like pepper spray.
Well, it's just like I would be that person. I would sit down and actually accidentally turn it on and like tase my butt. And, people are gonna like mistake me for like having a seizure or something. They're gonna like try to like, I don't know, shove some like lorazepam up my butt. I don't want that.
Yeah.
Would you want a pill shoved up your butt?
A pill?
Well, yeah. Like whenever you're having seizures, I'm pretty sure it's lorazepam. It's a benzo. I know that. Or maybe it's diazepam. I don't know. They shove one of them up your butt while you're having a seizure to stop it.
I thought you were just like supposed to let it like right out.
Well, I mean, like you can, but like if it's like, I mean, there's just like certain cases where they'll shove it up your butt. Because it like, it's a benzo, so like it's anticonvulsant.
I did see this one thing where it was like, I think it was on TikTok, where it's like this little like cover, where you put on top of like your drink.
Yeah. It's like a condom.
Yeah. And it's like, so.
Which
like,
shout out to those people, because I mean, I've never bought one or anything, but like
being
I
road
would.
feed.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Not fun.
That's actually scary.
I mean, people do it. But like then again, like you can always buy one of those if
you need one, but like at the same time, I always order my own drinks. I never let people get my own drinks for me.
Okay, so this is the video. And hold on, I should probably hold on. Wait. It's snagged on something, I think.
Just set it on my McDouble wrapper.
Alright, so here's the video. And this is the phone calls. Can you hear it?
Mm-hmm. A little bit.
That was the first 911 call. See, and that's like all the calls that they would get. Subscribe to this person. They have a lot of things that I like from theirs. But yeah, I mean, it was crazy, just like listening to those calls.
I mean, it almost like sounds like
he's not okay.
No.
He's not okay.
No, but like it almost like, I mean, I don't know, but like it almost sounds fake.
Like that he's crying about it.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess, but like you saw how like it was like how he always tells him like don't talk, because it's like a confessional. It's like, you know, that's the whole reason that he does it. And it's like when like that part where he was talking about like how like, oh, if I'm gonna keep on killing people, I'm not gonna get into heaven. It's like he showed no remorse.
Yeah.
About the person that he killed. It's just like him. It's like, oh no, what are the consequences I have to face?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
No bueno.
Yeah. And it's like, it's just like definitely like scary.
Yeah, that's just like.
But I mean, like, also, like, why would you go home with, like, look at him. Like, why would you go home with that?
I wouldn't.
That's like. But yeah, like.
Nah, I wouldn't go home with him.
No. Like that.
I don't care what day and age it is. That dude, hey, you wanna go? No, don't even finish that sentence, dude.
Yeah, I'd be like,
Oh gosh, just.
Like, I mean, like, I'm not a girl, so I don't know what like that feels like, or what like how it's like to just even be like in that kind of situation.
Well,
but but like just like, you know, thinking about it, to me, it's just kind of like scary. You know?
I mean, like for me personally, like, you know, we're at like the day and age where like this is a lot more. I mean, not more common, but it's a lot. People are a lot more aware of it than they used to be. So it's like, even if it's like a normal looking guy that comes up to me and he like just seems a little too like, I don't care how drunk he is, if he seems a little too like adamant on like us talking, or like, can I get your information? I'm like, no. Like, I'm like, no one, like, I don't let people hit on me anymore, because I'm just like, I don't, like, I'll come to you, you're not coming to me.
Yeah.
Like, that's just my point of view from it now.
But like, even then, I feel like what was it, like Ted Bundy? That was like a big thing for him. He was like very charismatic.
Shoot,
He was
I would have fallen
good-looking.
for it. I would have.
That's what I mean. Like
it.
he was like good looking and stuff, and he used that to his advantage.
Yep.
And he killed so many.
Yep.
But like weird thing for me is that like if all the killings were like in Minnesota and like where he was at, so like the ones that I was like reading up on like the articles said that it was like the Twin Peaks.
Okay.
Or Twin Cities, not Twin Peaks.
Yeah,
Twin Cities.
That says restaurant.
Yeah, no, Twin Cities, and it's like okay, if it was like the Twin Cities and stuff, it's like, don't you think that like the police force would have like enough leads or like at least see like a pattern enough?
Yeah, but this was also like what, in the 80s.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the DNA didn't really even start to be a thing until like early 2000s, really.
That's true.
Because like now like before it was like, well, they had like fingerprinting, but it wasn't like digital.
Yeah.
And then they could run blood tests, but it wouldn't tell you as much as it does now. So I mean, like you can do. I mean, it was harder back then. That's why people got away with it for so long. Like, what's his name? Not Ted Bundy. What's the other dude's name? It looked like oh, almost got it. Jeffrey Dahmer.
Oh.
Oh, that was the biggest brain fart I've had in a while.
Yeah, I see.
But it's like there were signs there from when he was a kid. But like, I mean, like, you know, like I'm sure a lot of people have seen like the Netflix show that came out, and like, I mean, it's sad like what he had to go through as a kid, for sure.
Yeah.
But it's like that doesn't make people a killer, and like I've seen that a lot now. Is like, you know, it's a lot more sensitive now. Like people like, you know, oh well, his family. Nah, screw that. Like,
yeah,
people always have a choice.
Yeah.
It's not like your mom abandons you and something clicks and you're like, I'm gonna go kill stuff. Like, that's not how it works.
No.
Like, I'm sure it can contribute to it, but like you can always choose.
Yeah.
Like people are like, oh, I can't control myself.
Yeah, like this guy was literally like whining about it. He was like, oh, I don't know why I keep on like doing it. He's like, oh, it feels like a dream kind of thing. And it's like probably this guy probably got like a rush off of it.
Probably. Messed up.
Yeah.
They're sick people.
They are.
Mm-mm.
Do you think these people could be rehabilitated?
Not if they have a desire for it. I don't think. If it's like I think obviously people who like kill out of anger, and like or accidental murders and stuff like that, yeah, they can be rehabilitated, for sure. Because it's like any time like people kill out of anger, it's usually like if it's towards like one person specifically. If it's like a few that you've killed, like more than one, then no, I don't think so. Because it's like, come on, you did it once and you're gonna do it again.
Yeah.
Like, if you just get angry at people and start shooting them, it's like, okay, no. But like if it's like those scenarios where it's like, oh, like I was like mad at this person for that and I killed them, and like they never killed again, like yeah, like they just got mad at that person. They probably regret it. Like, it was just running on emotions instead of, like, you know, other stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it's not... They didn't feel, like, satisfied by doing that.
But, I mean, also, it's, like... I don't know. These people are definitely strange. And especially, like this one specifically...
Like, he obviously got satisfaction out of it.
Yeah, but it's, like one of the things that like he was talking about, or they were talking about in the article and like the videos I was watching, is that like a lot of his upbringing was just like what you said, mommy issues kind of thing. And so like in my head, that leads me to believe that maybe he targeted these women and stuff because he kind of like saw his mom through these women, and just like was like the anger of what he had. But also, he was talking about how, like, why haven't you caught me yet? It's like, turn yourself in. If you're really that, like, you know. But then he said, oh, if I go to jail, I'm going to kill myself. And I'd rather kill myself than go to jail. And it's like, no, he didn't kill himself. He died of cancer.
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't really think there's, like, one specific thing that, like, triggers it. But, like...
Yeah.
Bad.
Definitely spooky and scary.
It is spooky and scary. And that's why it's a spooky, scary Saturday.
Yeah. Spooky, scary Saturday. So, quick recap. Don't go to bars alone.
Yeah, don't do that.
Don't go anywhere alone.
Yeah, just don't. Go with someone.
Don't go outside. Just stay inside.
Yeah, just stay inside.
Just stay
forever.
inside. Forever. Uber Eats alcohol. You could do that now.
Yeah, you can do that. It's allowed.
Yeah. Club etiquette.
Yep, everyone just bring your friend with you. Don't go to the bathroom by yourself. You never know what happens in bathrooms.
Yeah, don't be that girl.
Order your own drink, and if someone is ordering for you, you watch that thing like a hawk or take it directly from the bartender. Don't let people hand you drinks that are not a bartender.
I never understood that.
Or your
either.
besties, that of course. Like if a guy comes up, hey, can I buy you a drink? Yeah, you can.
And walk over to the bar.
Walk over to the bar and grab it yourself.
Yeah.
Don't let him grab it.
That's crazy. Miracle juice is stupid.
Yeah, there's no such thing as miracle juice. It's just even like those people are like, oh, like green juice. It's like that's literally like spinach and like some other green stuff. Like just go to the store, buy it, and blend it.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to pay $50 for a powder.
Like, do you believe in juicing? Like juice cleansing?
Okay, juice cleanses, like I think they work, but it's like I don't know. Like I don't know exactly what all's in them. So it's just like it depends on like the nutritional like value of it. Like does it have any protein in it?
Yeah, like
Is it just straight like sugar from like fruits and veggies and like fruits and vegetables have vitamins and stuff like that, but like I don't know.
Like one thing that I've heard like from my like nutritionist, when I had to go to one, she was saying that it's more of what you can add to your diet, not what you could take out.
Yeah.
And so she's like, that's like the healthy alternative. Yeah. And I never really understood that until like I really got into like cooking and stuff. And I was like, oh, I see what she means.
No, I mean like obviously like you can take out like a lot of like stuff that like what is it called?
Like keto and stuff?
No. Like good lord, like with a lot of preservatives. Like you can obviously take that out. But like if you're eating like a pretty good like if you're making good choices with your diet and stuff, like as far as food wise, and you're still not seeing results, it might be because you're eating too much mashed potatoes instead of more protein or something.
Yeah. Just
finding a balance. Wow, how did this turn into nutrition?
Right, the miracle juice.
Miracle juice, oh yeah. Cures cancer.
Yeah. Anything else to the recap you want to add?
I mean, if y'all could just like put in some requests, that'd be great.
Yeah, definitely put in if you're watching us live right now in the chat, go ahead and put a place or a topic that you want to talk about that's spooky or scary. Yeah, like something like that. Something that you want us to cover over and or
just something weird you want us to talk about.
Yeah, that too. And if you're watching the VOD, leave a comment down below. How'd you like this episode? What did you learn that was new?
What could we improve on?
Yeah, what can we improve on? Because
we're virgins.
Yeah, this is our first actual thing. I know for those that have been around for a while now, that know that I do like different podcasts every now and then. This one I think for sure is gonna be the one that outlives the other ones.
Well, yeah, because it's like I feel like it's the first like real like sit down, like we've gone over stuff, like we've actually prepared.
We have a Google Docs.
We got Google Docs. I got the app. I didn't go through the browser.
I started putting down like notes and everything that we need.
Found some nice little visual aids for y'all.
But I think if anything, after this episode, just because it was our first episode, I think if it's a podcast, I think if anything we're gonna do like a premiere kind of thing where Cam and I would just kind of be like sitting in chatting with you guys as the video will be playing, because I think we're just gonna do pre-recorded just so it seems more organized and a lot like better production for you guys.
Yeah, it's like I said, we're virgins. Be easy on us.
And
don't start shit talking for nonsense.
Yeah, and definitely for sure, I don't think it should be like included in the videos, but like definitely trigger warnings. Just content warning in general.
This was a little vanilla, so.
Yeah, like we definitely will go into like probably deeper, darker, scarier, spookier topics.
Yeah, if y'all want like more like history behind stuff, like we'll do that too, but like
like for this one, just do your research.
Yeah, do your research.
There was a lot behind, like, just like the doctor that I found and stuff. So way too much to fit into like a, hour-long podcast.
Yeah, and also like definitely for sure there's a lot more on this guy. He's definitely one of the crazier ones that I have ever looked into, and this one I did like a deep dive, and these are just like the main highlights that I could bring up. But there's like a lot of like weird scary things that he did, and just like I don't know, like it makes me feel like I said, I'm not a girl, and it's like I'm feeling the fear.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, it's kind of like second nature at this point. Like, I'm not like constantly walking around like, ooh, who's that? But like, I go park like over behind your place, and if like I'm waiting for someone, like if I'm cause me and Andrea go on runs, I lock my doors.
Right, but I mean, like, I understand what you mean by, like, it's, like, women are more targeted, because it's, like, as a guy, I definitely feel more confident being able to walk outside at night, like, by myself. And, like, if I was a girl, like, for sure, like, I would feel more, like, targeted.
Unless you're, like, a crackhead. No one messes with them.
True.
Like, you see them with their buggy in, like, the parking lot, you're like,
You go around, it's like, y'all got any miracle juice?
I meant to tell you. I was at the gym one time, and me and Andrea were sitting in my car afterwards, like just like I think we were looking at cars and stuff for her, and we look up, and there's this like hobo walking with a chair, like a rolling chair, like a gamer chair.
Okay.
And there was something in the chair, and it was covered up, and like you could definitely think it was a body. Not sure if it was, but he was struggling pushing it, like it was shaped like a body. But it was like at 12 at night, just like covered up. Like I mean, it could have just been bananas for all I know. But like, it was just the whole scene. I'm like, that's a body. It's gotta be. Yeah.
Stay safe out there.
Yeah, let's just stay safe.
Stay safe out there. Well, yeah, thank you so much for watching.
Thank y'all.
Leave a like on the stream, and if you're watching the VOD, leave a like on the video. If you're new, subscribe and ring that bell notification so you know anytime that I go live or if I post a video. I definitely will be starting to post videos now. I have plans for IRL streams and just videos in general that I want to do with some friends in Purple Squad. If you guys didn't know, Miss Ma'am Cam is from Purple Squad.
It's Dinkle.
Sir Diddley Dinkle. Definitely doing more stuff with them. I have a camp.
Huh.
I have a camping trip planned.
Oh God.
So I definitely want to do that.
I don't like mosquitoes.
But like I want to do like a day where it's like an IRL stream and the rest just have it be like video.
I'm gonna catch the tent on fire from lighting a citronella candle.
Well, I was thinking I think that we could do is probably do like Iron Chef but like camping.
Oh my gosh.
I bring us like little like burners and
we buy a Blackstone.
Yeah, and just like start like cooking stuff. I think that'd be fun. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and
I don't know, stay spooky.
Stay safe.